is that 50? Oh. Yeah.
Tēnā koutou katoa. Nau mai, hoki mai ki the Fourball podcast by Kiwi Golf Club, ko PJ tōku ingoa. I am one of the hosts on this podcast. What are you, Pete? To that side, Peter Van Kempen. Introduce yourself, boys.
Kia ora koutou, ko Peter Van Kempen, aho. Great to be here. We're here for week 2. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
And below you?
Kia ora, everybody. My name's Cam Jones. Excited to be back. Looking forward to tonight's episode.
Yeah, kia ora, everyone. Other way. Ready to go. How you doing, guys?
Yeah. Oh, sensational, mate.
What are we feeling? How are we feeling about this track?
Like this. This is new for us.
Yeah.
What a lobby music, eh?
It's a good vibe, We got headphones, mics. Shout out to Matt from Ultimo for hooking us up with these.
Now they've
got a track.
Yeah, Thomas Rose. Shout out to him for giving us some beats to choose from. So it's good.
Model musician. He's a very, very talented man. Does he play golf?
I actually don't know, bro.
Not yet.
Not yet. But I'm sure we can get him into it. Hard out.
Man.
All right, so that's our new theme intro for this podcast that we're sort of making up as we go along. Last week we sort of started with what's in our vessels. I'll start. I've got a Behemoth Brain Smiles Hazy Pale Ale. Can they pick that up? There you go. Looks like juice, not juice, but it's juicy. Pete, what you got, bro? You got a milkshake again, bro?
Cuz, hey, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. So I stuck off to the shops on Sunday and got myself the old Spates Summit. So we will have ourselves a Spates question. I'll ask it out to everyone. No Googling. Which small Otago town has an international curling rink?
Oh, bro. Wrong person.
Yeah. 4 Aucklanders struggle with the question.
I want to say Mosgiel.
Just throw a couple of names out there.
This is thrilling podcasting.
I can tell you it's not Wanaka.
Cromwell?
Yeah. Okay.
No. Naseby.
Oh no, we never would have got that.
Never would have got that.
Cam, are you still shredding? What are you? What's your beverage of choice?
I'm rolling the same thing as last week, but this time it's in a can. It's one of the Low Rose Lemon Lime Bitters drinks. I got 25 days to go, and then I can have a beer. So looking forward to that.
Sweet, Fraser.
Yeah, I'm going for the Good George APA there. Just one tonight. Yeah, just one. Yeah, but you got to limit yourself. Responsible and things like that. So yeah, just one.
Nice.
That's nice though, actually.
Big bottle.
Big personality. What up?
Big bottle, small hands.
Definitely small hands.
All right. Before we move on, just to let everyone know, you can comment below, get involved with the conversation, ask us some questions as we go along. We'll try to remember to do a couple of Q&A sessions as well. So get commenting and we'll get to them soon. Jason Mann, what's up, bro? Love the slug, Fraser Bond.
Getting a head start on November.
Yeah, I need at least a 3-month running to produce any sort of mustache. Yeah,
that'll be you for like the next 6 months, wouldn't it? No change.
Yeah, yeah. I don't need a change. She might have to. She might have to go. I'm not really pulling as much as I used to now. It's a real big way up that I've got to really assess, especially since it's been locked down the last 4 weeks. It's been only 4 weeks, but I've got this to show, so it's good.
Yeah, it's very pretty. I'm glad people can see on a podcast, not a podcast.
Yeah, well,
I guess they appreciate it. All right, moving on very quickly. Level 4, Auckland, Tamaki Makaurau, stuck still. Thoughts? We won't get too political because we're a golf show, but how are we feeling personally? How are we feeling?
I think this is our longest one now, right? This is like 5 weeks. With the first one was only 4, and it was 4 at once. So I reckon since they gave us the 1 week, the 2 weeks, and the 1 week, it's been a lot easier to deal with. But last time in level 4, I did it right on the edge of the golf course, which was a lot more manageable. Now I've got about 26 square meters in the middle of the CBD, and she's pretty different out here. So it's been fun though. It's been good. So something different to do.
Peter, mental health check, Peter.
It's pretty tough with a wee one, a little 16-month-old. Great, awesome for her development. So I guess throwing our sanity aside, it's been really cool to see her grow with so much one-on-one time. Got another one on the way, not too far off. I think 3 weeks we're due. So yeah, I mean level 3 would be a welcome because we need a bit of help, and it would just be nice for our sanity to have people that aren't me, Lizzie, and our baby.
Yeah,
and that's why we do these podcasts, right? It's just our way of being like, hey, let's get in touch with the outside world, because there is a world outside my driveway, right? I don't remember what it's like, but
you must be looking forward to escaping to the golf course as well, Pete.
Mate, after last week's talk, I was like, oh yeah, I can see myself playing a Charles Tour.
Yes, you will.
I got faith, bro.
Can I ask you a question, Pete?
Yeah, mate.
Have you missed your net in your backyard once yet?
No, I have not.
That's it. It's our still material.
Have you used your net?
I have used my net.
Okay, well,
I've also taken it down because it gets real heavy when it rains. Cam, what you got going on?
Yeah, man. Mental health check with Cam. You good, bro?
Yeah, doing good, mate. Trying to make the most of it, eh? Pretty easy to get down on the dumps about things, and especially when the weather hasn't been bluebirds every day, so we've kind of had to keep busy. But no, it's been good. The house that I'm living in, one of the boys is a builder's, and he managed to whip a home gym set up outside on the deck, so that's been cool the last few days being able to use that. But pretty close to the beach as well, so just trying to make the most of that in the mornings in the arvos. If it's nice, go out for a walk with the dog. So it is what it is. It's been a good opportunity actually to try and, as we said last week, do these sorts of things. Trying to get a podcast off the ground as well. Had one with an episode with Luke Toomey last week, which was really cool. So I don't know, just trying to make the most of it. It's pretty easy to, I guess, play the victim, but just trying to look on the bright side.
Good podcast too, man. It was a real good listen, eh?
It was pretty rough quality in terms of the audio and the video, but I was just keen to get it out. Toomey, he's a pretty bright dude, and he's always got a lot to offer in terms of how he thinks and how he goes about his business. So I was pretty happy to get that out to everybody, and hopefully those that listen to it manage to pick some stuff up and take it away, and I don't know, apply it into their life, I guess, if that's something that they want to do.
Yeah, no, well, it seemed like, once we finished up the broadcast, you were humming, bro. You're like, let's do another one. Let's get straight back in there.
It's one of those things, man. It's like
after hours one.
It's almost like first tee vibes at a tournament. Like you're so, like, coming on again tonight, like nervous again, you get those butterflies, but that's like, for me, that's like a feeling that I love chasing. And that's kind of like playing in tournament golf, like, first tee jitters. Everybody that's probably played at Takapuna on the first tee in front of 30, 40 people get those same nerves. But it's the same thing, and I enjoyed it. Once we finished last week, it was kind of like, pretty keen to try and do another one. and just keep trying to learn and evolve and make them better. And hopefully, I mean, we can't even see if anybody's actually listening or watching. I hope people are, but you know, it's just fun. It's something different, getting out of the comfort zone and just trying to, do something new.
No, nice.
What you got going on there, PJ? You still using cooking as your outlet?
Yeah, bro. That's like my biggest outlet. That's like my area. That's what I do. That's what I did last lockdown anyway. Just cooked. And I just try and up myself every time. You know what it's good for? Passes. Great for passes, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
My cooking must not be up to your level because I cook a lot and don't get any.
No, bro. You just gotta keep upping yourself.
What's your go-to, bro?
Now I'm trying like new stuff, Like I call it a bougie fried chicken burger. So not like KFC, but one that is like costs $18 for the burger, and then you've got to pay like $10 for the chips. It's like really expensive chicken burger. And the first night I cooked it, she was like, 9.5. I was like, what was it? She was like, the bun. I was like, oh fuck, okay.
9.5 is not bad.
Yeah, no, I was pretty happy, bro. I was pretty happy with that. And so we went back to back, and instead of grilling the bun, I steamed the bun. She was like, winner.
Yeah.
Straight winner. And then on Sunday I did a hangi on the barbecue.
Hey.
Yeah, bro. So still finishing those vegetables.
So all I'm hearing is there's going to be a Howick Kiwi Golf Club tournament followed by dinner at PJ's. Obviously.
Yeah. So the cooking thing usually ends after level 4.
Okay. Yeah. Damn, that chicken burger sound nice. I was in.
Yeah. No. I won't cook it for you, but I'll send you to a place in the CBD that does good chicken.
Oh, good. Not bad to go. I'll go support the local economy. That's the way.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one, man. That's the one.
Support local. Mm-hmm.
I wonder how people outside of Auckland are getting on. What's it like on the other side? What's it like in level 2? Who got out for some golf?
Does anyone else in here care?
Yeah, I care a little. You know, we had someone post a hole-in-one on our page, didn't we? Was that happened in level 3, level 2?
Yeah, there was someone. I don't know their name. But
is that someone from Wellington?
No, it was out at Ohope International. Guy had a hole-in-one with his missus. Was it Slice of New Zealand or something? Yeah. Whoever you are, if you could tell us your name.
If you're listening, mate, drop a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Stuff like that. But, you know, lucky it's not playing level 3 and you make a hole-in-one. I think that's probably my biggest fear, I think, of playing in level 3. You got to go out, you got to play by yourself, and you do something like that, and you're like, cool, I'm going to tell everybody. And
that happened?
Oh,
yeah, 3. There's no flag.
Yeah, no flag, but it was raised cup.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah. There was also Ivan Jacobs.
Is that really? Really? It's going in at the cup at like 100 mile an hour.
Hey, I'm sure they had turned their card in.
What happens with that? Actually, I mean, it's a little bit off topic, but is at the moment everyone's else handing in cards in Auckland, isn't? Is that how it's working?
I believe so.
Auckland ain't doing shit.
Yeah. So, but hang on. So everyone's got a card. I wanted that time to farm out my handicap for summer. Coming off a nice 5, you know, and there's some members tournaments. And now all of a sudden I'm going to have to, damn it. Didn't think about that.
I like Eagles.
Yeah.
Speaking of what's going to happen, what is planned for Gulf Harbour level 3?
Level 3, so not quite official yet, but we got a meeting tomorrow. But yeah, it looks like we'll open our doors up to just members only, and the range too. I think we opened that to public last time. Just got to talk through a few things. It's a little bit different this time, and I mean, the idea of getting it open isn't really just because you want to. It's just for the health of it, like everyone, and even just for the guys like in my team, like Cam, like when he was working at Golf Arbor too, and you're working in the shop. If you don't have anything to get up and go and do, she's pretty tough, So I want to get the doors open as soon as possible, get people out there, back to a bit of a routine and people talking to one another again. Worked real well for us last time, so yeah. But I don't think we're going to see. What was it last level 4 came out and .golf crashed? You guys remember that? Like it just was like you could not use .golf at all.
But to be fair, that was the whole country.
That was a whole country.
Yeah.
So now we'll just have 25% of the country.
But I probably wasn't contributing to that because I was like, "Oh, book my slot, my slot, my slot."
Yeah. So I think we'll give ourselves a couple of days to go back because like this was different. We just went into a lockdown like Tuesday night, right?
It was so quick.
Yeah, it was very fast. So I think we'll give ourselves a couple of days, get in, make sure everything's like up to what we want, and then reopen the doors again.
You just want the course to yourself, don't you, bro?
Yeah, I reckon we should keep it closed, and it should just be 1 tea time a day. All the staff can still come in, check in, mow the greens and stuff.
What about you, Cam? What have you heard through the PGA? Like, what is everyone up around the country?
Oh, pretty much the same as what everybody else has said. We've just been talking a lot about the Pro-Ams and Charles Tour events that are coming up, trying to find new dates, trying to fit a lot of golf into not a lot of time. So all the guys that are going to be playing all those events are going to be pretty busy. Going to be some quick turnarounds. There's going to be, we're going from the Cello Pro-Am series, which I think finishes in, I don't even know if I'm allowed to be saying this. I think it's going to be out there pretty soon, but it's going to be a pretty quick. Yeah, there's going to be a pretty quick turnaround from Pro-Ams into Charles Tours and stuff, and everyone's going to be playing a lot of golf. So, which it's going to be taxing on the body for sure. But I mean, it is what it is. Everyone, can't really complain if there's lots of stuff to play in. It's better that they go ahead and try to fit them in tight. But yeah, I think it's actually going to affect. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to play or 2 of them. I think with some of the new dates, just because I've got other like friends' weddings and stuff like that planned for November that I can't really pull out of. So I'm looking forward to those, and I'll just try and play the tournaments where I can. But I'm like everybody else in terms of looking at or waiting to hear the updates from Golf New Zealand and what the guidelines are going to be like in Auckland. But yeah, I'm pretty ready to get out and play again. It's actually it's kind of like the same as last year, I think, in the first lockdown, where first few weeks I wasn't really too bothered by it, but then after a few weeks went by, started to get the bug again for it. So I'm pretty keen to get back out there, and it's going to be longer days too. I think when's daylight savings starts?
End of the month.
End of the month. So it's going to be, it's going to be playing golf until 7, 8 o'clock at night, which will be epic. And yeah, this summer's going to be good fun. I reckon playing with heaps of the boys are now into their golf hard out. So yeah, looking forward to going out with them and just playing.
Sure. Have you had anything come through Kiwi Golf Club page, Pete?
For
level 3?
Not that I know of.
No,
I haven't seen anything. No.
Is everyone laughing at Jason Mann's comment?
I had a good laugh there earlier.
Yeah, struggling with that one there.
Cam, just for the Charles Tour, is it the Charles Tour, or is it just like
it's New Zealand the Jenny and Ohms Charles Tour is the official title of it.
Oh yeah. Oh, they got it. Well, there you go.
You need to find out where to enter, bro.
No. Well, what I was going to say is, can that still go ahead at level 2 with what's the restrictions on outdoor events?
They'll only go ahead if the whole country is in level 2. So if Auckland's still in level 3, they won't be going ahead.
Yeah. So you get under that 100-person threshold by just having no volunteers, or what's the field like?
No, isn't it? I thought it was
on off. No.
What's
So
that?
it's on off. So like you can only have your 100. You're right, PJ, on an inside event.
Yeah,
so
or even
500
outside.
500. No, it's 100 outside now. I thought it was 5.
Yeah, no, it's 100 outside, 50 indoors.
They changed it to that. So, but with golf, you're having people enter and then leave afterwards. That was the part when level 2, if you run any sort of tournament, reason why we didn't run our ones like a shotguns is that we could run it, but you turn up at 8, you tee off at 8:10 or whatever, and then you play your 4 hours and you go home, and that's not the point of it. So, but in a tournament like the Charles Tour, the score is the thing that matters the most, not the social side. So they can do that. It's going to monitor the people in and out. So yeah, it's good to hear. And talking about hearing, we should thank Matt Dole again for these mics. Thanks, Matt. You can hear
for the people at home think the audio is better than last week. You're not yelling into a laptop anymore.
Screaming in. But yeah, and actually for the people listening, and when this one actually goes out, we've got the 2 events that are going at the moment. There's that trip to Auckland. It's still a good trip, but we'll wait till we're at level 1 or something. And the green bag, which absolutely blew up as well. That was crazy, some of those comments. So we were going to draw those coming out of level 4. So we're not coming out of level 4 yet because we got extended. So you've got a chance. Get in, put any more comments down on that level 3 for the green bag, or post your photos if you're outside of Auckland for a trip up here and playing up at Gulf Harbour. Get those in before Friday. So you got a couple more days, and then hopefully win one of those, pick someone out.
Sweet. All right. What's next on our list of topics there, Bondi?
Ryder Cup is what I've got.
Ryder Cup?
Ryder Cup. So it's coming up. It's a pretty big event.
Pretty big. It's like one of the biggest of the year.
Yeah.
You say it's bigger than the majors? Bigger than the majors or nah?
Does it have that feeling? Does it have that feeling because it's only every 4 years? 3 years? 2. What is it?
Every 2.
Every 2 years, and then President's Cups in between.
Yeah.
Like, I reckon it has. Yeah, I reckon it has that feeling. But I also think it's because you narrow it to such a small amount of players. Like, you don't have like a major, you've got like a big field and you have it. You've like got all this build up to a point of just targeting 12 people in each team, and you go like, that's the people, and you create little stories out of that. Yeah. But the thing that's so cool, they're way bigger than the majors, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Was that, you remember last time where the fan came in and he challenged Rory for that for $100? That was an epic golf moment that like you would never see at any other event, and that's what makes it so cool. I mean, that's probably got to be the putt of the century so far. Yeah.
What do you reckon he did? Do you reckon he spent that, or do you reckon he framed?
Oh, you'd have to frame it. I mean, if he's watching right now, could you let us know? But no.
Just comment below and tell us what you
Yeah, our podcast reach is pretty big right now. I would have framed it. Yeah, I would have framed it for sure. You never spend it. Never. Yeah.
It depends on how much drinking money you have left.
That's true. He did look. Yeah, he did look actually intoxicated coming onto the course. So maybe he needed maybe that was it, the influence. But yeah, I mean, like USA, Europe. I mean, I think all of us are cheering for Europe to win. You guys?
Yeah,
no one's.
I've got Europe.
Yeah. Love a dog.
Yeah.
But they're not. Their team's good.
They are stacked.
Like their team is probably one of the strongest European teams that they could have ever had in a long time. And USA's got a very strong team too, which is great. But
they're always going to have a good team though. They're a young side though, the US.
Yeah, they are. Very young side. What are your thoughts on Billy Horschel not getting a phone call?
Pretty tough. I reckon leaving him out, considering he won the WGC match play. But I reckon he's the kind of guy who, after not get what's that, bro?
And then the BMW.
Yeah, exactly. I know. And then I think he's the kind of guy. If you just watch him play, he's pretty gritty, pretty determined. Like he's the kind of guy who would take that. I guess use that energy up and take it to the. What's that?
It froze a bit there. Yep.
Oh, sorry about it. I don't know why. He'd use that energy up from, I guess, not getting picked, and then go and put that into trying to win. Like he's the kind of person that will use that as fuel.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty hard to. Hindsight's a beautiful thing, but Interesting to know why he wouldn't have got picked or wouldn't have been considered, at
Yeah.
least after winning the match play. Same thing with Patrick Reed. Like, I know he's been injured or been sick in that, but he's another person that that in my mind probably should have been there based on his Ryder Cup history. Pair him up with Bryson. I think that'd be a great duo.
Combo.
Yeah.
That'd be a great duo.
With Patrick Reed, that match with him versus Rory McIlroy, remember from last one?
Oh, that was
just
all time.
Yeah, I watched that actually this lockdown because it came up on the YouTube feed, and even when you watch it now, you're still like, "Holy crap!" That was like such a good bit of golf. Like they're holding bombs and just yelling at each other. Like it was awesome. So I want lots of that. Yeah.
Few comments.
Can't wait to see how many clutch putts Ian Poulter makes.
I kind of want to. I want Tony Finau to kind of get the shackles off. He hits a big ball.
Yeah.
Like when he first came on, he hit a big ball, and he's kind of dialed his swing back. Yeah, bro.
Have you seen the video from him when he was an amateur? He played in a PGA Tour event as a 17-year-old amateur, and all of the tour pros are just standing there
on the
watching
range.
him.
And he was
on the
just
range, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, just absolutely sending it.
That interview's mean. I love that interview. He's like, yeah, and then all of these tour pros are just standing there watching, and he's just got a big ass cheese grin on his face.
Yeah, he's a guy that just looks so happy to be out there. Eh?
Yeah, exactly. He still looks happy to be out there.
Yeah,
you seen the video of him making it rain at when his I assume niece was doing her taulunga or the traditional dance.
Yeah.
Right, he's just coming out with these stacks after straight off. Was the event he won a couple of weeks ago? Did he win? No, never mind. He's just throwing stacks up.
Finau won the.
Yeah, he did.
He beat Cam. Was it Cam Smith in the
Yeah.
Northern Trust? I think it was.
There we go. I'm not going crazy.
No, not going crazy. He got. I think he shot like 7 under on the last day and beat Cam Smith in a playoff. But yeah, we've got some interesting comments coming in. Jason, man, I'm not sure you could swap Horschel out for Harris English. Did Harris English have 2 wins this year? I think on the PGA Tour.
He had one of the real low key, he had so many top 10 finishes.
Yeah, he had there was a stupid stat that came out the other day saying how many top 10s he had, but such a hard one, being selector. But
I would.
To be honest, if I was captain, I'd just pick my mates. Which appears to be what happened.
I'm going to be controversial now. You sound like a pennant manager.
Oh,
someone's got to say it.
Yeah.
Max, if you're listening or watching, I would like to play pennants next year. Can you please return the message that I sent you last year?
What division are you going to play, Pete?
I don't know.
Toddlers?
I would actually swap. I know he qualified automatically, but swap Brooks Koepka at the moment because he's just so many injuries.
Yeah,
and I hope that he actually goes well because I love watching him play golf. He's actually one of my favorites. But it's just after watching the last couple of months, it's can you just do something? Can you just get up, mate? He used to be
so gets up for majors, mate.
Yeah, that's it. So maybe this will be good. This will be all right. I actually thought he'd have a real strong run in the FedEx Cup, but no. So we'll see. Good format though, the Ryder Cup. So I think that changes things up. All right. Well, that's enough of that. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about. Right, we're not Ryder Cup talking.
So we're all Europe.
Yeah, everyone's Europe.
Is your money on Europe, Bondi? Is you putting your money where your mouth is, or?
Yeah. I've got a bunch of picks actually coming in for the Ryder Cup. Surely, she's been a couple of decent weeks. Last week was a big miss. Hopefully, we line up some better ones this week, and we'll see.
I did a multi for a mate last weekend, betting on the golf. He asked me if I knew anything about the 2-ball bettings over the weekend, and I was yeah. And it was a $5 bet paying at $1,500, and I only missed one leg.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll find out. I'll go into the messages and I'll see if I can find out.
I like picking the little 2-ball betting matches at the end there to see.
If you know your stuff and you're following it closely, it's pretty good chance.
Yeah. But there's also the Dutch Open that's going to kick off too, and just very sneaky. Got to put $5 on, at least $5 or $10 on Ryan Fox. Come on, do something. Win something overseas for us.
I'm probably $50 in the hole because of him. points. Even.
He's there. He's got your back.
Ben Hillier at the Open, I put $10 on him.
He was paying stupid money, eh?
Yeah. It's silly
For how good he is.
For how good he is, he was paying stupid money.
Was it? I can't pronounce his last name. Abernat. How do you say his name? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Effie
Barnett. Yeah, Effie Barnett. I was going to get there.
The
tide there. Yeah. No, but have you I looked at him for this week for a win because he's been actually like running all good. Like, okay, just not finishing anything. 91-1. 4 figures in the hole because of Foxy.
Foxy, I reckon, don't be surprised if Foxy gets it firing. There's a trend with Foxy, I reckon, when he plays 4 rounds, even if he finishes, 40th or 60th or whatever, if he plays the weekend at a relatively big event, usually the next couple of weeks he tends to find some form, eh? If you look at his history.
He usually plays pretty decent too when he has a lazy-ass caddy, so I reckon that's...
Well, that's what I thought about Jason Mann being 4 figures in the hole. Did Jason have to pay to caddy for him? Was that the deal? Or it's a grand around, obviously.
Is that a fundraiser for next year?
Yeah.
Hold Ryan Fox's bag.
Yeah, could be a good one actually. Could get him.
Probably cost him a bit of money.
He carried his bag at Gulf Harbour, right? So maybe we could, you auction off a little prize, carry Foxy's bag. We'd have to ask him, obviously. We don't get.
Yeah, well, Jason wouldn't have been very helpful. So all you need is a bag carrier, right?
Also, I'm very proud of Jason. It was the first time that he's walked the entire golf course without a trumler. So, well done. The first time he walked the golf course was actually on the Thursday when he played. He'd never walked before then. So, yeah, well done.
I reckon heaps of people would have been like that for our Charles Tour event, never having walked it.
Yeah, actually, true.
I was cooked after those. We played 5 days in a row. I couldn't tell you the last time I'd walked Gulf Harbour prior to that.
Yeah, it's actually a good.
Do you carry the old talcum powder or Vaseline in your bag just in case you get the old chafing?
Fortunately, didn't have that trouble, bro. But
was that big boy problems?
If I lose the match, sometimes I don't bring any cash.
Right. I'm on to my next bottle. So, Spate's question.
There it is.
Name the
Trying to get that sponsorship.
Name the sport that uses color codes on its balls to indicate their bounciness.
What?
Squash?
Say it again.
Oh,
fuck. Is it squash?
Yeah, there we go. And I've said my first swear word on the first F-bomb.
Oh, I don't.
I'm going to mute myself and you guys keep talking while I enjoy this.
But Pete, this is the next point that's coming up. It's real big.
What is it?
We got to talk about Midiwai and Param-Arama.
Shut up. Before
Pram. We got
Trap Bondi on mute, bro.
I reckon. All right, I've chucked them on mute, folks. As we all know, it's Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori, and you may not know it, but myself and Peter Van Kempen are Māori. So I guess this is a what grinds my gears segment, isn't it?
Yep. Definitely lots of gears being ground.
Yep. All right.
I was on mute. Sorry.
What grinds what grinds your gears, Peter?
I see it a lot, even within some of my mates. But it's the use of pram for paraparaumu, or even Sam. I'm going to call you out on this. 2x pram, paraparaumu. Like it's not that long, like to type out. But even it just takes away from what it is. Like I wouldn't call Fraser for or Cam. But just I guess give the place names a bit of respect. Yeah, that's it for me. Oh, and Mirawai, Mudiwai.
Mirawai.
Mirawai.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting one, I reckon, because we grew up. Well, I mean, so many people grew up saying Murawai, so then to try and retrain ourselves to, I guess, say it how it's supposed to be pronounced, I think just takes a bit of conscious effort, eh?
Yeah, bro, and that's what it is. Like, we don't want to drag people over the coals for it. Just give it a go. Just say, today, Tolan, you got a job there now, so I look forward to calling up and hearing you. So, kia ora, welcome to Muriwai Golf Course.
Tolan watching.
We don't know. We're about to find out if he comments back at us. But, yeah. But what's another one? I mean, if people are in the comments there, do you have one that you just hate a pronunciation of, or what?
Carrie. I'm going to go play Carrie.
How do you say it? What's the bad way and what's the good way?
Bad way is Carrie.
Yeah.
And the easiest way to say it is Cody. Like you're going to you're drinking a can of Cody. Right? Cody Cliffs. It's Cody Cliffs.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's authentic learning right there.
Yeah.
Can of Cody. Yeah. Cody.
I mean, just clip it real quick.
Yeah.
That's a good comment. Mark's comment, just by the way.
Yeah. That is a pretty big one. I did last year. I did a few videos with my kids. At the time, they were 7, 8, and 3. I think. Like my 3-year-old got involved with it.
I remember that. That was cool.
Yeah. So the 3-year-old had a real easy one. His one was burglar, and the translation is pāhua, which is fairly simple. Pāhua. So if you've got a few burglar mates, they're pāhua.
I like this.
Yeah. The other ones were we did place names, and then we did. I think I've got it on here actually. I'll pull it up. We did golf clubs. So this is my daughter, Kurahopo, teaching you how to say a golf club like it's in a golf stick.
Kia ora koutou, ko Kurahopo, and I'm taking over Katie Batch NZ for the day. Let's go! Ko te kupu o te rā ko Rākau Hauporo. Rākau Hauporo are golf clubs, like the ones behind me. Rākau Hauporo. Rākau Hauporo. Thank you for watching my takeover. If you liked it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Check out another video tomorrow. Ko Kurahopo tōku ingoa. Kia whai tora. Kia kaha te reo Māori.
That was cool. So one question is, how's that Nike sponsorship treating you?
Oh no, I actually dropped them.
Oh, you dropped Nike.
Yeah, I dropped Nike.
Who'd you pick up though?
I picked up Caddy Batch. Not sure if you've heard of them.
No, that was cool though. Like
that is cool.
That's sort of stuff to learn and be pretty proud about. But like Pete said, the respect for pronouncing it right. And it's weird because you shouldn't just do it because you can't pronounce it in your own country. It's like when you travel overseas and such, you actually try and learn names of places that you're going to, so you don't sound like a prick. Actually, but that's what you try and do. So just because
the whole point of that series was if a 4-year-old, 7-year-old, and a 10-year-old can pronounce all of these names, then surely, anyone between 10 and 90 can at least give it a go. So
good week to try.
Yeah.
Give it a go. So what was that kupu again, PJ?
Which one? Rākau Hauporo.
Rākau Hauporo.
Yep.
10.
And the other one was Max down in Huntley. He is a pāhua. Yep.
Max Valero.
Don't you have to win to be a pāhua?
He does.
He does. He does.
That's the thing.
Oh, he does.
That's the thing.
Glenn's got a good point too. Should have tried growing up in Te Puke.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. That's hard when I go there too. Te Puki. Te Puki.
Anyway, I'm on to my next beer because I actually stuffed up. I should have gone to the summit, but I went to the stars.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah.
So now
Sorry,
we're
question
another
time.
Spates question.
What did the launch of Spates Distinction celebrate?
say that again.
What did the launch of Spates Distinction celebrate? It's like a type of beer, I assume.
Spates.
I'm stumped. Someone in the comments, please let us know. Use Dr. Google if you can.
Spates. No, don't use Dr. Google. We got to work this one out. Distinction could be a breakdown of anything. It's celebrated boats. Distinct boats. No, okay.
No, I'm going to enjoy this beer for the rest of the show. We're at the 40-minute mark, so we'll, yeah.
So, like Spates is also, if you're watching, Pete's looking for that podcast.
Boneface Ash.
Oh, Boneface. Boneface, yeah. Got it in there. Okay, well, Spates, you've missed out. Sorry, love your questions. That one.
All right, where we go next, Bondi?
What do we got coming up? Upcoming. Oh, actually, well, that's the problem. We don't actually have really any upcoming golf events because everyone's actually planning things and waiting to know what we're going to do. Next. But what about this one? Big time right now, not just even on a podcast, but a possible trainee in the future. Should we hear from this guy right here? Thinking about turning pro there?
Let's make it really.
I'm not sure. Bondi, are we?
Cam Jones, have you got anything to say? Cam with the PGA?
No, about PJ. Oh, other way about PJ. This is so confusing, bro. I don't know if I'll ever get that sorted out.
StreamYard, not that you're watching, but can you put like a mirror function so we can just mirror our cameras?
Yeah. Now, PJ, you've applied for the traineeship, eh?
Yeah, man. I've applied for the traineeship. We'll see how that one goes. Nothing's guaranteed, so not getting my hopes up. But got an email today with a few dates for the aptitude assessment day. So hopefully Tamaki Makoto's in a situation where we can attend that. If not, it'll be pushed back to a later date. So yeah, man, fingers crossed.
Where is it this year?
It's at Akarana.
Akarana.
Yeah. No, Akarana.
Akarana. Sorry, I went for it, and then I tape it out very quickly.
Yeah, man. No, I'm excited, eh? Like, so the other half of Caddy Back NZ, Dion Ratahi, he's put his name forward as well. So we can go in as a team. We've actually just registered a business so that we can do coaching under one platform.
Nice.
So yeah, man. So hopefully we haven't put our foot on the gas too quickly, but even if it doesn't happen, we've got other avenues that we can explore as well. So yeah.
Oh, you'll be good, mate. I've seen
you guys will do well, man.
Yeah.
The future's looking bright.
Yeah, I might get a hard time about all the golf. Sorry.
Well, that's
I don't mean it.
That's the only thing. Like I've been going pretty handy with practice and playing twice a week, practicing like one afternoon a week, which is unheard of for me. I hate practicing. I hate it with a passion. But I'm like, man, just put your head down, do what you need to do. You just need to get through 1 year of that and then move on. So this week is really sort of fuck things up for me. It's like 4 weeks of not touching it, 4 or 5 weeks of not touching a club, man.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen when I go back out there. It's like, it'll be good to go out and be in your own mindset and play the game during level 3. But yeah, not looking forward to it at the same time.
Who knows? Like this time off, you might come out and shoot the round of your life and just come in and be like, "Hey, I've forgotten all these bad habits and just playing good ball." I guess.
Think of it this way, PJ. If you didn't drive a car for 5 weeks, bro, do you reckon you'd get behind the wheel and be sweet?
Oh, I did that last lockdown. we got everything delivered for like the whole time, and then driving back to work when we went back to level 3 was a little bit dodgy. So I'm suspecting it's going to be about the same.
Yeah.
The thing, we beat it to pieces, and like every pro will tell you in the country, around the world, is that if you jump back in, and people will in Auckland jump back in, and you practice your short game, you'll just save yourself so many shots.
Yeah.
And no one goes out there and practices their short game, and then they wonder why it's struggling. But think about it like this: if you get a drive down the middle, or even sort of within a V of a diamond of a baseball field, and then you can hit your second shot with inside 40 meters of the pin, and you've practiced your short game, you might get it up and down for a par or bogey at worst, and then sometimes you hit 2 good ones in a row. And it's just so crazy that if from 40 meters in, if you just practice there, you'd save so many shots. It's actually becomes a lot easier, but it's so boring to practice.
No, it
short
is,
game. Depends what you do with your practice, boys. What do you guys do with your practice? This could be a little. Let's change things up. Doesn't have to be boring.
Well, that's it. That's probably it.
Yeah. To be honest,
what do you normally do, bro?
I kind of changed things up. Like most of the time, I'll get a bucket and I'll just hit wedges. That's all I'll hit.
To what?
So at Remmers, because Remmers is like the local range. It's the closest one to me.
Oh yeah.
So you've got like the little flags, the small flags just in front of you. They're at about 20. Then there's like a 40 to 50. And then it goes 90, 105. And I just play in between those. Like a full bucket. I'll bring the bag, but I'll just go, just hit wedges. And I actually enjoy hitting wedges. It's probably I enjoy that the most because it goes like that.
When you're out on the course and you're playing and you say you practice what are you saying? 60 60-meter shots in. How often do you have a 60-meter wedge in, or do you have 90 most of the time and then never practice that? Because that's a funny way to break it down. I used to practice 30 all the time, but I hit it to 70 out and then miss every green.
Yeah. So I'd say the big gap for me would be because there's like a 50 and then it goes 90. So there's no target in between those numbers at the range. So it's all kind of guessing unless you trust the whatever technology that they have there.
Yeah, no one trusts those, eh?
Top Trace is pretty good.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think they're pretty good. The only issue with that sort of stuff in terms of practicing and trying to take it to the course is the environment's just so different. Hitting off the mat with different balls.
Oh yeah.
There's no consequence to hitting shots on the range. You don't really get that same level of feedback or consequence or reward if you hit a good one.
Yeah, but you generally know, right, whether you've come off the mat into the ball.
Yeah, ish. But you can get away with being quite steep hitting off the mat.
So
I don't know. We should probably have this chat off, mate. We keep having it on here, but happy to have a chat with you.
What's the big one then, Cam? Give us one, Cam coach, Cam Jones Golf. What's the one big short game advice tip that people could take away? That's what we want to know. Just one thing to work on this week.
Honestly, if you're outside of Auckland, Tamaki Makaurau, and you can actually go and practice, I reckon. I had an example today that I put up on Instagram of a guy from down in Dunedin who I've never actually met, but he messaged me on Instagram about one of the task sheets that I was posting up about like a to-do list of things that you do when you go to the practice area. And I designed some sessions for him. And for the last maybe 6 weeks, he had a bit of a break through COVID where he couldn't practice, but all he was doing was short game practice and going through these task sheets. And then he messaged me this morning saying for the first time ever he broke par. He shot 68 last week or last weekend or something like that, which for me was a bit of a buzz. But for people at home, if they're wanting something to practice, like writing up a task sheet of maybe 5 tasks. First task could be 2-putt from 30 feet. Task number 2 could be drop 4 balls. You must get 2 out of the 4 up and down. And you sort of go through, you can make the task list as long as you want, and you can choose any skill that you want to practice or train at the time. You can make them as hard or as easy as you want. You could make one task could be with 1 golf ball, you must pitch the ball inside 5 feet, which brings a little bit of pressure because the target's obviously quite small. But you start to just narrow the focus, and like the training starts to get a bit more, in my mind, interesting. And like the sessions that I've run with people, like I don't know if Josh Margetts is still watching, but he's one of my mates that I coach, and like we had some sessions with him, and the level of engagement is like way more, I guess, it's heightened. You put some consequences in place. So if you fail a task, you go back one, or you might have to walk around the clubhouse, or you might have to walk to the cafe and back. Or one that I like doing with some of the younger players is if you fail a task, you've got to sit in silence for 2 minutes. So move to the side of the green, and that's a real punishment, because they've got to sit there and sit with their thoughts and deal with the, I guess, emotions of failing a task, and then come back and try it again. Or I think it's just the way that practice is boring to a lot of people, and I think because I don't know, the practice sessions that we design aren't fun, or they're not challenging, or they're not engaging. And I think, if anybody does, I don't even know if anybody's actually watching this, but if anybody wants some help with designing some practice sessions or training sessions, like I've got some pretty good ideas. And like I think getting that text message, the message today from the guy was like, came out of the blue, but it was a nice, I guess, a little bit of validation that style of training can work. And I've never seen the guy chip or pitch or hit a ball. He just told me about his game, what he wanted to try to achieve, and then I just set some tasks for him. And I think the big thing behind that is that he's not just sitting there hitting putts from 5 feet all day, or chipping from 20 meters, 30 meters all day with like hundreds of balls. Every task is a different skill, and that's something that you got to do on the golf course. Is you got to go from hitting a driver to hitting a 7-iron to hitting a putt to hitting a chip, and you've only got one chance to do that on the golf course. And I just don't see that happening enough in training. That's rant over, boys. But
no, that's cool. I reckon you should get it. You should just make up. You've probably got them already, but make up like a little task sheet, and let's put it on the Kiwi Golf Club page for everyone to try. Like then people can make their own. But then
that's a good idea.
I'll do it.
When we get out of lockdown, that's something that maybe I'll do. I've got all the task sheets on my laptop and on my phone and stuff, and I could easily just pop it up on Kiwi on the Facebook group, and if people want to take it and use it, I think the big thing is trying to make it challenging enough so that it tests you and makes you obviously have to get better, but also achievable, because you can make the tasks nearly impossible if you really want to. Like you can make them as hard as you want, but I try to scale it. Based on like the person's skill level or handicap as well. But that's what I would suggest if you're finding practice and training boring. Like actually, because as adults, everyone loves a to-do list, loves ticking things off, that sense of accomplishment, that sort of thing. Like, I think that works. I wish I kind of knew that when I was practicing and playing full time, was training in that way. Maybe I did get told that stuff, but just didn't listen. Just got obsessed with making sure the top of my backswing looked real good, because that's what mattered.
It does, though. It does look really good. I think everyone will say it does look good, Cam. Top, good position.
But it's, I don't know. It's what all the college, like a lot of one of the players in the North Golf Group went to college in Tennessee, and he said that's all they did in college was just a lot of that task-based stuff, that competing, just trying to keep it random and challenging as well.
Nice. Steve Morgan says, great insights, Cam. Thanks. Mr. Level Pegs, also, I will use it, Cam. Post it up.
So I post up a few, maybe like an easy, a medium, and a hard one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, do a few. This has worked well for me. I mean, I just wanted to get free training from Cam, and all of a sudden now I've got three training tasks. But it's worth it. I mean, I'm actually looking forward to maybe seeing you give Pete a few goes, and I reckon, Pete, you should actually enter in the Charles Tour, mate. First new
road to the Charles Tour. Road to the
Charles Tour.
Yeah, let's make it. Let's make it a weekly segment. I'll record my practice.
Yep.
I don't know if I'll get on the Charles Tour next year, but what was the handicap cutoff? What was like the highest last year at Gulf Harbour?
1 or 2, maybe.
Someone like a 16 at the moment for everyone. But just so you guys know, I've found this amazing app called Imagine Golf.
Tell us about that.
I couldn't break 90 at Gulf Harbour to save my life. I'd get like, I'd come down 18 at like 84 or 83. Surely I could hit a par, bro. Massive shank, or not shank, just massive slice down on the first, and then I'd playing back from the other side of the first back up, and I'd always just come in at like 90. And then I don't know how I came across it, but that Google advertising got me. But I listened to it for like a week. Went out with Fraser. That was when we played Fraser. Yeah, it was off the white tees, but who cares?
You hit it good.
I didn't miss the fairway once off the drop yet.
I was surprised. I mean, I was shocked. The phone would come out, the Imagine Golf would lock in, and then all of a sudden you would have Pete. And I think on the second hole you had like 110 in, and I was like, well, he's either going to hit it really good or do a Peter, as I like to say, quietly to myself. And you stepped it to like 4 feet, and I was like, this app, I need to download.
Did I still par that? I think I got on for 2. Missed the eagle putt, missed the birdie putt. There were a lot of 3 putts that day. I should have gone under. I should have gone under 80.
Yeah, well, I mean, in all fairness, we call you 3-putt Pete still. It's all pretty.
Hey, I deleted that.
Is that still on your golf name? Is that still your golf name?
As soon as I got access to the Kiwi Golf Club administrator, it's like 3-putt Pete. Goodbye.
So yeah, I don't apologize for that because I'm honest, truthful, and I think it was really up there. We're getting close to the end, so I mean, if anyone in the chat is there and wants to have a few more questions, chuck those in very quickly. And back into the apps side, any apps that anyone uses on their phone right now that is very important to their golf?
I mean, touching on what we're just talking about there with like a task sheet or practice plan stuff, and this is not a plug or anything like that, but it's just something that I'm using with my playing and also my coaching as well with the North Golf squads. Is the Institute of Golf have been developing a stats platform called Draw More Circles. It's called Circles, but the website's called Draw More Circles. And I didn't really know what it was going to be until it came out earlier this year. But I remember Craig, who's the founder, he asked me to help him with the photos and stuff like that. So people go have a look at the website. You'll see my big ugly face in the middle of it. But yeah, it turns out to be it's a real cool app and website for keeping track of your strokes gain data, which then there's so much back-end stuff that I've seen that the numbers and the spreadsheets and the Excel, it's just absolutely bananas. And there's artificial intelligence and data scientists working on it and whatnot, but it actually spits out, once you put in 5 rounds, which is free to do, it then tells you your key areas of improvement. So it actually tells you exactly what areas of your game you need to work on, which might be 20 to 40 meters, could be 100 to 150, could be 7 to 11 feet putting. But yeah, basically once you put in all the data and all the info from your rounds, tells you tells you what you need to work on. And then once you go into like the training log aspect, like when I talk about, I've been using task sheets, which I write out or I use my laptop and print them out. But there's a literal task sheet with specific goals that you should be trying to achieve for each task. So it might be putting from 7 to 11 feet, and you got to make 7 out of 10. And then once you go train that and practice it, you can then actually input that there. So it tells you whether or not you achieved your goal. And then if you've got a coach that's signed up to it, they get a notification every time you practice and play. So it's something that I'm going to be using with players that I'm not in the same area as. So the players up in Northland, when they practice and play, like I'll get an email, I can keep track of what they're up to, and how they're performing is the big thing as well. So that's the only app or platform that I'm using. I don't use any of the. What are some of the ones that people use on their phones and stuff like that for shot data and that kind of thing?
18 birdies.
Yeah, so I never really got into that, but I just really like the training aspect of the Circles platform. It's kind of like the task sheet, but on absolute steroids. Like it logs everything it logs I guess how you're performing in training, how you're performing in play on the golf course, and every 5 rounds because it starts to learn more about you through the AI that they've built into the software. It starts. It'll the
one that Richard Woodhouse uses.
Yeah. So Richard Woodhouse uses it with all his players, and he's the 2-time Australian Coach of the Year. He's a smart dude. He doesn't leave any stone unturned, and that's something that I think Circles allows you to do. If you are interested in getting better, you don't have to be a pro to use it. Like it's for everybody. But I like the training log aspect to it because it kind of with the task sheets that I was creating and things that I use, there's no real place well, you can store them, but there's no software where it kind of keeps track of it all together. Whereas if you do use the task sheets, it's something that you just have to use. But that's for me.
What about you, PJ? Do you like? He's got Imagine Golf. He's got yeah, I'll get it. He's got Imagine Golf. Cam's got Draw More Circles. What do you use, PJ?
I use a couple.
Any use a couple?
Yeah. I use Spotify. Have you heard of Spotify?
Yeah, I've heard of Spotify. Instagram.
So that's one of my big ones. Yeah. It puts me in the zone. It helps put me in a zone when I'm practicing. So that's key for me. If I can't get in the zone, I'm out. I'm gone.
Can I chime in there, PJ?
Yeah, man.
When you play on the golf course and you're having to keep score in a tournament, do you get to listen to music?
I can in my head.
Why you gotta cut him down like that?
I do it, bro.
I'm not cutting him down, man. I'm just trying to bridge the gap from training to performance, you know?
Yeah. No, sometimes, bro, like, because even when I walk, bro, I'm like I've got a beat in my head. Like, I do that when I play.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it just helps me kind of get into like a good rhythm. So yeah, that's one. The other one I use is Technique.
Never heard of that.
That's the recording one.
Records your golf swing or
yeah. But it's only helpful if you've got the camera in the right spot.
Right.
Does
it tell you like what to work on your swing and stuff?
No. It's just for personal. Like you can, like with my my old coach, he used to be signed up to that. I'd record, it'll go automatically straight to him. I'd get a notification when he's had a look at it and go, "Nah, you're still the same. You're still shit. Keep going." Look back at the footage that we worked on last time. Blah blah blah. But he's since moved on from this app. So yeah.
Oh
yeah. But I like it personally because I can, I can look back at it after a shot and go look at positions at the top, impact. Yeah. Alignment.
Is it free?
Yes, it is free.
Yeah, there we go.
It is free.
Question.
Like you can look real cool. You can look real cool and put lines and shit on it too.
I will say when we used 18 birdies, this is if there's any real OG Kiwi Golf Club people out there. We did some 18 birdies competitions in a lockdown a very long time ago. And it's got a lot on that app. Like that app is so deep. I can't use it. Whoever does use it, well done. Like it's got so much. Like you can book tee times through it now. It's mainly focused in the States, but they've got an AI coach on it. And just for a laugh, it's free to do like one review. Actually, just download it and give it a go because it's silly how accurate I found it was for me. Don't know what everyone else's feel was, but I gave it a stab and it was like, this is not what you're doing with your hip. And I'm like, well, that's what I've been trying to teach myself for the last year. So that's good. But 18 birdies is a weird one. But yeah, it's way too deep.
What? Like if there's any PGA teaching professionals watching this, they're probably like, Bondi, you better shut up right now.
The AI coach will get you. Yeah. Well, no, those guys on YouTube are pretty switched on too. They basically know all the answers. And you no, don't do that. Don't do that.
It's all catered to your swing too.
I will say this to kind of get us near the end of this wrap up. But if you watch a bunch of YouTube videos for your golf, all the power to you. That's great, but they don't all apply to you, and that's the issue. And if you go and see a coach, they can apply drills and tasks that suit you to get better. Yeah. Where there are 5 gajillion videos on YouTube, and you can watch all of them and still be terrible at golf.
Yeah, I'll just add to that because I reckon there are lots of YouTube videos out there that are good, but like I say to all the players that I work with who tell me they watch YouTube and that is that how do you know that video is prescribed to you? And I always say if you've got a video that you like or think could be of use, like send it through to me and I'll watch it. And if I think it actually will apply to you, then cool, keep watching it and learn and use those things.
Actually, one person who did that this lockdown is Matty McDowell down in Christchurch.
Oh yeah.
I shared his post to one of my many golf chats, and a few of the boys got in touch with him, and they got good feedback. And they posted up in the chat. They were like, bro, he's the man. He gave me all this stuff to work on. I'm like,
Man,
Maddie's
shout
legit.
out.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
shout out to Maddie, man, for doing that.
I just want to add one more thing. I wish, I don't know how this will get received or not, but we always, like we're talking about now using apps and stuff to look at our golf swings and improve technique and all that sort of stuff. But I wish there was more of a focus on paying attention to like where the ball actually goes in relation to the target in terms of the dispersion. I think that's something that, like, you look at the PGA Tour as an example, that's the best place to look. There's the top 10 players in the world all have all different swings, but they can all get the ball to the target. And I just think that's something that we got to try and, I think, change here.
Right.
Imagine
golf.
I know you're thinking about it, bro.
Honestly,
I know, man.
I'm doing that during lockdown, bro. I'm imagining it.
That's what we're all doing.
Nah, I said last week, and I had to, like, last week was a blur out, but I had to rewatch it. But I play like WGT, which is like a phone golf game. Yeah. Honestly, bro, like the whole shot process is exactly the same.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I was like, I'll try hit a draw. Not that I can hit a draw to save my life. I'm just a little baby fade. But hitting your shots to spots, and it's all mental, right?
Mate, so much of it is, but it's it can sometimes be confronting to look at the mental part of the game for people. It's easier to work on positions in the golf swing because you can see it, you can see the changes, but
it looks completely different though, right?
Yeah. I mean, Adam Scott, he's got a perfect swing, and he's
look like you're in this position, but you're like not.
Yeah, but even if you are or aren't, like it is what it is. Like, look at Matt Kuchar and Bubba Watson, different swings, probably hit the ball to the same spot most of the time, like more than one way to skin the cat.
Yeah.
All right, should we wrap this up? Because
we're going we'll call that.
Everyone's just waffle now.
We'll shorten it up.
There was a question, PJ, up the top a bit earlier from Josh Margetts, who's Kiwi Golf Club member. One of the boys got the golf bug probably more than most. It's insane. Like, this guy loves his golf, man. It's insane. But he, I think he asked the question, who we're going to get on as a guest.
Oh,
this one here.
Who would you like to see?
Yeah, I reckon that's the thing, is get some comments in. Who do people want to hear from? Because the cool thing with the platform we're using is we can bring guests in for, even if it's only for 5 minutes, PJ, or 10 minutes or whatever. Yep. We can bring on.
How long they're available for?
Yeah. So,
if people don't know who are out there and you're listening to podcasts or you're watching right now, we're grateful to have you all here. But we're not really sure where this is going 100%, feeling this one out. And actually, we want to get it to be for you people out there. So if you know somebody you want to hear from, reach out to us. And Cam's got heaps of contacts. He knows so many people. He's very popular, and he will get them for you. Nah. But yeah, we want to see this thing grow, see it change. So yeah,
it'd be quite nice to get Jimmy Hydes on for a little bit, I reckon, next week. I think he's just wrapped up his European tour, so it'd be quite nice to hear from him, don't you reckon?
Yeah, actually, that could be a good one. We'll get Jimmy on. I'll see when he's coming back. The
live cross.
Yeah. See how he goes. He did well. He's had a win overseas, so it'd be good to talk to him.
He's
and he can explain
us
about that. He's slayed it. Yeah,
he has killed it.
That's all next week. Or the week after next. So I don't know when the next one is, but we'll work that one out.
Yeah.
You're on mute, cuz.
Yep.
I didn't even notice. He's gone.
No, PJ's gone on mute, and
where's he kicked us out?
Unfortunately,
maybe he's kicked us out and concluded this.
Trouble with connection there. Sorry about that. 100% Jimmy. Yes. I think we'll try and tee that one up next week, Bondi, or the week after.
I'll talk to him. My people will talk to his people, and our people will sort something out with your people, and we'll go from there.
All good. All right. I think that's us. Any last one word from each of you? Go. Peter.
Omari.
Yep. Bondi.
Aotearoa.
Takaro.
Yaha?
Takaro.
What's that?
Isn't that play in Māori?
Takaro. Yeah, bro.
Was my pronunciation wrong? How do you say it?
So it's the first A has like a double A, like Ta Karo.
Tākaro.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
There's
I
a
didn't
great
know that.
show, great kids show called Tākaro Tribe. Look it up on YouTube if you're not in deal.
Yeah, nice. No,
Sure.
thanks for that, boys.
And the one from me is Pāhua. Don't be. We will catch you next time. We won't say when that is because we honestly don't know. You will find those details on the Kiwi Golf Club page and group. Until then, from myself and all the boys in this podcast, Paul Marie.
Peace.
Stop that music.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, fellas. Good one.
I'm out of beer now. I'm gonna have to crack a window in here. It's pretty hot, eh?